Hello and welcome to the course of Advanced Strength of Material. Here in this course we will be talking about application of concepts of bending and direct stress. That means combination of bending and direct stress. That thing we will know in this lecture. And this lecture is about and this lecture is about your two machine part elements such as offset link and C clamp. These two problem we will do about offset link and C clamp. So first for the C clamp, we will see how the concept of combination of direct stress and bending stress, concept of combination of direct and bending stress. So how the concept of combination of direct and bending stress, how these two this combination of direct and bending stress work, that we will know. So here that we will know by a solution to a problem. So here what is the problem statement? The problem statement is to design an offset link for a load of 1000 Newton. Maximum permissible tension stress in the link is 60 Newton per millimeter square. So and assume B is equal to 3T for rectangular cross section of the link. So this is a typical diagram. Now this is your rectangular cross section of the link, and in that rectangular cross section B is given as 3T. So now we have to calculate. What? We have to calculate the stresses first, and we have to calculate the dimension, the value of B and the value of D. These two values should be calculated so that we can get the total dimension of this offset link. Okay, so let's start our lecture. So first what we need to do, our step 1 will be to find the step 1 is finding direct stress. So direct stress, how the direct stress will be finding the direct stress, that is our sigma D. This sigma D value should be calculated first. So for sigma D we know that direct stress came from direct formula, that is our load by area. Here in this case the load is applied as W and area is A. In this case area is area of the cross section, that load is given, that is load is our 1000 Newton. See here 1000 Newton load is given. So load is our 1000 Newton, and area, what is the area? Area is our B into T. Now we know that B is equal to 3T. See, B is equal to 3T, that we know. So that means we can write here 1000 by 3T square. So this will be our sigma D, Newton per, this value is in Newton per millimeter square. Now this is our sigma D value. This is we have calculated step 1. Next our step 2, second step will be finding the bending stress or the bending stress value is nothing but sigma B, and we know that the bending stress value, sigma B is equal to, this sigma B value is equal to what? This sigma B value will be equal to sigma B will be nothing but m by z where m is our bending moment and z is our section modulus. So for this section, see here what is happening here. The load is acting in this y direction, right? So as the load is acting in y direction, so from y direction, from this y direction, the application line of action of load, this distance is nothing but b by 2. This distance is b by 2. So the load, eccentric loading, the distance from the y is b by 2. So the bending moment, value of bending moment will be nothing but w, that is our load, into the distance, that is load into the eccentricity e, and section modulus, the value of section modulus. So remember, from the rectangular case, the value of section modulus, will nothing but what will be the value of section modulus? See here, the value of section modulus, that is z. Z is equal to what we know? Z is equal to nothing but I by y, that we know. Now I is equal to for our case, the case, that is for the rectangular case, according to the I value will be t b cube by 12, and the y value is nothing but b by 2, that means 2 by b. So that means our section modulus will come as, if we calculate this will be our section modulus. So section modulus value will be t b square by 6. This will be our section modulus value. Now we are putting this section modulus value here. So we are putting this section modulus value here. So that section modulus value is nothing but t into b square by 6. If we calculate it, what we can get? We can write, in place of t b square, we know as b is equal to our 3t. Okay, so from that we can write w is nothing but 1000. E is our b by 2. This is our e, and t here 1 by 6 is there. 1 by 6 into t will be remain as t, and b square, in the place of b square, there we can write 3t square. So in the next page we will see the more simplified form. So from here we can take this value as sigma v is equal to what we got here, 1000 into b by 2 by 1 by 6 into t into 3t square, 3t whole square. Now from this what we can write? From this we can write that we know from the previous part, from here we know, what? We know b is equal to 3t. Now as the b is equal to 3t, as the value of b is equal to 3t, what we can write? We can very easily write that 1000 into 3t by here this will be 2 by 6 into 9t cube. So if we calculate, this will be 3, and this will be calculated like this. So the value will come, the simplified value will become, what will be the simplified value? The simplified value of sigma b will become 1000 by t square. So sigma b value become 1000 by t square. In Newton, this is also in Newton per millimeter square. So from these two, here we got two values. Here we got two values. First one is our second value is this. This is our second value. This value is our second value. And the first value is we have got here. This is our first value. Okay. So now what we will do? We will just add those values. Okay, algebraically add those values. That's what we are doing till now. So total stress. So step 3, our third step will be step 3 will be total stress or maximum stress. Maximum stress. So remember, from the concept we have already derived. So maximum stress, value of sigma max will be nothing but sigma d, that is direct stress, plus sigma b. So if we do that, we have got sigma d value 1000 by 3 t square, and sigma b value we have got as 1000 by t square. So this sigma max and this sigma max, see here in this question, this sigma max, the maximum permissible tensile stress. So this sigma max value is given as 60 Newton per millimeter square. So 60 Newton per millimeter square is given. So sigma max value is nothing but 60 is equal to 3 t square plus 60 is equal to 1000 by 3 t square plus 1000 by t square. So from here on we can simplify only. So for simplification, what we can do? For simplification, so 60 is equal to, this is nothing but 3 t square, and this will be 1000, and this will be plus 3000. This 3 will be multiplied here, and the total value, next line, in the next line we can write 60 into 3 t square is equal to what? Is equal to 4000. Okay. So 3 t square, so t square can be written as 4000 by, t square can be written as 4000 by 60 into 3. So if we calculate, this will be 3 and this will be 200. So the answer will be 200 by 9. If we calculate it using calculator, the answer will become something, if we calculate it using calculator, then the value of t will become 4.71 mm. So this is our first answer, t. This is the value of t. Now b is nothing but 3 into t. So b is nothing but 3 into t, and that value will be 3 into 4.71, that means 14.14 mm. This will be the value of b. So this will be another answer. So this will be our another answer. So in this problem, see again I am repeating the problem, understand it very carefully. So what we have done, see here, in this problem what we have done, first the problem is taken as per the figure. First what we need to find, we find the direct stress first. We find the direct stress first, that is our sigma d, and sigma d value is directly found by W by A or load by area, and the value will become 1000 by 3t square. It is in Newton per millimeter square. This is equation 1. Second, sigma b. Sigma b is nothing but m by j. M is nothing but our bending moment, and that bending moment will be given by, what is our bending moment? That bending moment will be given by using our bending moment equation. Bending moment is given from the your section modulus equation, that is m by z. Z is the section modulus. Now for the rectangular section, for this rectangular section, the section modulus z value is seen here, shown here. Z is equal to nothing but I by y, that is z, and if we calculate the value of I by y, that becomes tb square by 6. Now we put this tb square by 6, we simplify this value, we put the value of b, in place of b we put the value as 3t as per the problem, as per given in this problem. Now what is happening, by simplifying this problem, by simplifying the value of sigma b, what we got? We got sigma b is equal to 1000 by t square into that is in Newton per millimeter square. Now total stress or maximum stress, this maximum stress value has been given in the problem. So maximum stress, we have seen that maximum stress value will be sigma d plus sigma b, that means direct stress plus bending stress, that will be our maximum stress value. And from that maximum stress value, we can very easily find, by calculation we can very easily find the value of t. As once we can find the value of t, we can multiply the t value with 3 and we can get the value of b as per the problem. So this is how the problem should be solved. Now we will be solving another problem, and that problem will be for C clamp. So let's start that problem. So here for the C clamp, for the C clamp the problem is, see, first we will see the problem. A C clamp as shown in the figure, a C clamp that is as shown in the figure carries a load of 25 kilonewton, and the cross section of the clamp at at xx is a rectangular having a width equal to twice the thickness. Assuming that the clamp is made of steel with an allowable stress of 100 megapascal, find out the dimension. So let us first take the, what are the given datas. So first take down the given datas. So let's start with the solution by noting the given data. First, it is a C clamp, and the data that is given that first the load is given as 25 kilonewton. That means it is equal to 25 into 10 to the power 3 Newton per millimeter, Newton. Now then what is given? Then it is given, see here, the cross section, the rectangular cross section having a width equal to twice of the thickness. So let us draw first the rectangular cross section. So see, this is the rectangular cross section, this is your rectangular cross section, and this rectangular cross section has a width, that is this b. This b is the width and this is t. T is your thickness, and this section, this cross section will have the relation, that is b is equal to 2t, that is given. And now what is another thing is given? Allowable stress is given. See, allowable stress is 100 megapascal. So allowable stress or this value is nothing but sigma max value. This allowable stress or sigma max value is given. This value will be is equal to 100 megapascal. And now what we have to find? We have to find the value of T and we have to find the value of B. These two value we have to find out. So this will be similar to previous problem, but here the values and the problem approach to the problem will be somewhat different, but the main concept will be same. So we will see that, but before going to the problem, just find out the cross section area. So value of the area will nothing but B into T, and the value of B is nothing but 2T. So 2T into T, that would give us 2T square. This is the value is in millimeter square. So this will be our value 2T square. So this will be our value of the area. Now we will see. Now how the approach. So as the load is eccentric, means load is eccentric. How we can say that load is eccentric? Load is eccentric. So how can we say that load is eccentric? See in this figure. So we have to calculate the moment, or we have to calculate the dimension of the cross section at x. So this is the point, this is your center of gravity or axis, and here the load is applied here. The load is applied at this position, so that's why load is as the load is applied at this position, so that this load is not the axial load, that means the load is eccentric loading. So due to this eccentric loading, what will happen? As we know about the concept of the combination of bending and direct stress will be there. So first what will happen, due to these two load, the material, so how it will be happen? So these two part want to fall out, means this type of tension, that is your direct stress will occur, and a bending also occur, so we have to calculate both the value of the direct stress and the bending stress. So as the load is eccentric, we have to calculate about, as the load is eccentric, we have to calculate as the load is eccentric, that means both bending and direct stress will work. Direct stress will be there, and combination of both the stress will be seen. So in this case, so first we have to calculate the direct stress. So we will calculate first the direct stress, that is sigma d value. So sigma d, this sigma d will be nothing but it is the value of the direct stress. So sigma d value is the tensile stress value, that is P by A. This is our sigma d value. So this is our general formula for sigma d value. This value is nothing but P by A. Now see here. Now for this problem we can write sigma d is equal to P is 25 into 10 to the power 3 this much Newton, and area we have find out, see here, we have find out the area, see here we have find out the area as 2t square, right? So the area is 2t square, 2t square, this is our area. Okay, now we just simplify this problem. So we just simplify this equation. So sigma d will be nothing but 12.5 into 10 to the power 3, that is 25 by 2 is 12.5, and this will be your sigma d value. So let us give a number to this equation. So we just highlight this equation and take this equation as equation number 1. So this is our first equation, the value of sigma d. Now we have to find out the bending stress. Now we have to find out the bending stress. See, the process is similar. The process is very much similar. So the bending stress value or sigma b value. Now we have to find out the bending stress or sigma b value, and this sigma b or bending stress value we will find out. So let's see how it will be find out. So sigma b value, for sigma b value what we know, that sigma b, from the previous problem we know that sigma b will be nothing but m by z. Now this is also a rectangular section. This is also a rectangular section. So section modulus will be this section modulus value of this z. This value of this section modulus value will nothing but the value will be as per the previous one, that is b square t by 6. This will be your value of section modulus. Now we know that b, value of b is nothing but 2t, so we can write 2t square into t by 6. That would give us the value as 4t square by 6. If we again simplify it, we can find that 2 by 3 t square, this will be t cube. Okay, so to 2 t cube by 3, this will be your section modulus, and the moment of inertia, that moment of force, this m value will be what? M value will be your P into E or eccentricity. See in this figure, the eccentricity. See in this figure, the eccentricity is 140 mm. So as the eccentricity is 140 mm, so we can easily write that the value will be what? The value will be P into P, that is our P value, this P value will be our P is our value, and that P value is nothing but 25 into 10 to the power 3, and P value is our 25 into 10 to the power 3, and eccentricity value is 140 mm. So if we multiply this, the m value come as 3.5 into 10 to the power 3.5 into 10 to the power 6 Newton millimeter. So this will be your value of m. Now we have got the value of z. We have got the value of z here, that is 2t cube by 3, and we have got the value of m, that is 3.5 into 10 to the power 6 Newton per millimeter, Newton mm. Now we can find out the value. we can find out the value of sigma b. Sigma b will be m by m, that m value is nothing but m value is what? M value is that m value is 3.5 into 10 to the power 6. This is our m value, and z value, value of the z is our 2t, value of the z is 2t square, 2t cube by 3. This is our value of z. So if we simplify this, this will become 5.25 into 10 to the power 6 by t cube. This will be our value of sigma b. So now if we calculate, we can take this equation as equation number 2. Now as per the concept of combined bending stress, we can write that value of sigma max will be nothing but the addition of this value, that is direct stress value, plus your bending stress value. This is also in Newton and Newton per millimeter square value. Okay, so we have to calculate these two value. Now from the previous equation number 1, we know the sigma d value is 12.5 into 10 to the power 3 by t square. This is our sigma d value. That is 12.5 into 10 to the power 3 by t square. This is your sigma d value, and 5.25 into 10 to the power 6 by t cube. This is your value of sigma. This is your value of sigma b. So this value, these two value will be equal to the maximum allowable value, that is 100 megapascal, or the megapascal is similar to Newton per millimeter square. So from here we can simplify the problem, as we can divide the both sides by 100. By dividing the both sides with 100, what we can get? We can get 125 by t square plus 52.5 into 10 to the power 3 by t cube, and from here we can get the equation. We can get the equation as 52.5 into 10 to the power 3 t cube minus plus 125 t square minus 1 is equal to 0, and from here we can find the value of t is equal to 38.5 mm. 38.5 mm, and the value of b will be 2 into t, that is that will be your 2 into 38.5 mm, that is your 77 mm. So these two are the answers. So T1 and T and B, these two are the answers. So these are the application of your concept of direct and bending stresses. Hope you understand this concept. So thank you, and if you have any problem, we will be discussing in the live class.